This is an emergency broadcast of the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. This is not a drill. Remove any children and pets from your home and go to your nearest shelter. Remember to at all times listen to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. And whatever you do, do not under any circumstances trust what you see.
All right, we're going.
Lord of these lands, and my death will come to idolize me.
Is that Hecklefish?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it talks.
It does look. Wait.
I don't know. Lizard
Oh, here it is.
people.
Wait, here it is. Yes.
Yes. Hecklefish is the best. But
That's what I was trying to get at. My God, I thought I timed it right.
I wanted to start the show in kind of a different way. Can you pull up YouTube for me? I want to play.
Yeah.
I want to play a song, and we might have to cut this. I'm sure you've heard it. The song's going viral right now.
Okay.
Richmond, north of Richmond.
Richmond. There it is. Okay. Here, let's share this tab instead. Oh, this guy.
Yeah,
it's gone viral, hasn't it? His song.
Oh, it's gone absolutely nuts because it totally resonates. Listeners,
can we play it?
Yeah. Listeners, listen to the lyrics and you'll kind of understand. I mean, I'm totally on the same page as this guy, and I think a lot
It's
of
from the
people
heart.
are.
It's from the heart.
It's from the heart. Yeah.
Well, it's 3 minutes, but we don't have to go through the whole thing.
I kind of want to go through the whole thing. I kind of want to start the show like that.
All right, this is gonna be a long one.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause the rich men, cause the rich men. I wish politicians look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause the rich men, north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Damn.
I mean, that song literally makes me emotional.
Yeah.
I sent you that video from TikTok where it's a bunch of YouTubers reacting to that.
Yeah.
And a lot
And
of them
how come it's called astroturfing though?
it's not. It's bullshit put out by the media trying to make it seem like
yeah, well, you know, I had it down on the up here. Let's just keep talking while I because I had them queued up.
I mean, it's BS put out by the media trying to undercut the message there. I mean,
yeah. You know, I didn't.
So many people feel this way.
Yeah, I mean, it gave me chills. You know.
Yeah.
And it resonated with me a lot, and maybe that's why. Because
it resonated with.
I saw it happening.
It resonated with a lot of people. That's why it blew up overnight.
Right.
I mean, this guy put out this song and got on Rogan like the next week.
I saw that he was already on Rogan. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah. So, and this one, it's Reddit post is so much astroturfing. So is he being facetious or
I don't know, but the guy
but a lot of people reacted to it, and I think they're showing black people reacting to it mostly, right? Because it's country. Is that why?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're gonna feel with this too. The guy is a working class person, you know, and it's not like he's some elite guy.
So his YouTube, I want to give him credit. His YouTube channel is Oliver Anthony. That's not his real name, as he discussed on Rogan.
Yeah.
But that's what his YouTube channel is, and that's what he performs as. It's named after his grandfather.
Oh, his name is?
His YouTube channel is named after his grandfather.
So after this one here, because you shared me this one also.
I think, well, it's the same song. You talk about the TikTok video I sent you?
Here, wait a minute. Sorry, I'm not even presenting to you.
Oh yeah, here's his interview on Rogan.
Yeah, so it's 15 minutes. Well, it's a 15-minute clip that you sent me. Do you want me to start somewhere? Like you said, 14, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good spot to start because he and Rogan both say some really cool things.
It just holds on to you like you know, and it just makes it very difficult for you to do anything. And so I spent at least 2 years of my life almost constantly just having what felt like just a knot right here, just wrenching at me.
Well, that's especially true for people that are pursuing a non-traditional life, you know, that doesn't have any guarantees. It's a wild life to try to be an
What? No, I don't think. What's Joe talking about here? The guy was talking about is a knot there that he wants to get rid of. Right?
So
I was going to say doing creative things though helps that not go. Like whether you write, whether you do music, whatever it is, like that. You know, it is important to be creative. I think to get that knot out.
He's talking about anxiety and depression and stuff.
Okay, yeah, but I mean,
I don't know. I just thought
but Joe made it entertaining. No, I know. I'm going to continue. I don't agree with Joe's thing here, but I definitely agree with Oliver. Is that his name?
I think it's
Oliver
Christopher. His brand is Oliver Anthony, but that's not his name. I think I'm pretty sure it's Christopher.
Okay.
Entertainer, like to choose to try to make it in this wild world of people that are singing and making songs, and you want people to pay attention to you. Like, do you know how many fucking people are singing? How many people can sing? How many people are recording things? And now with YouTube and the like, how many people are putting stuff up on the internet for other people to enjoy? It's a lot. Well, the idea that you're going to stand out, so that you're filled with anxiety just because of that, because this future's uncertain.
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of the anxiety came from me just feeling like I was running out of time.
Oh man, okay, but that's a good. I'll definitely listen to that interview. Is the whole interview good?
Yeah, it's really good. The guy is super well spoken. He knows what he's talking about.
What does he do? Like, I mean, obviously he writes music, but I'm saying like when he was talking about going his job.
I don't know what his day job is.
He doesn't talk about it on the show with Rogan.
Well, I only watched this 15-minute clip. The whole thing is good. I just,
Well, here was that thing we were talking about. I wasn't presenting, sorry, but it was so much astroturfing. So it shows,
and we don't have to watch this video because it's just the song and people reacting to it.
Yeah, I saw
we'll link it in the show notes. Also, by the way, this is the Uncovering Anomalies podcast.
Oh yes, we almost forgot.
We always forget. That is I Want to Believe Adam. We kind of jumped in because I just wanted to play that song in the beginning, and then we ended up, started talking about it and about the artist and stuff.
Because it's powerful. It is powerful. It's not like something you can just gloss over. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's I Want to Believe Adam. I'm Tip Top Topher.
Hello, everybody.
And like I said, this is the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. So yeah, let's start diving into this stuff. But there's a lot of strong reactions to this song.
Yeah, and because it encapsulates everything. It says stuff that we all feel and that we all know is true. And he's shouting at the top of his lungs, and of course it resonates because you just don't want to talk about this stuff. I guess you don't want to be the one who's depressing the party or making it come down or blackpilling everyone. But
you can't talk about it because depending on who you're talking to about it, they'll either call you a far right wing magatard or whatever,
or a libtard, both,
or they'll call you a libtard, a far left libtard. I mean, but this is right up our lane because you and I we're not either way. We're in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
And exactly. I think the majority of this country is right in the middle.
They are.
And it's a shame that you can't talk about stuff like this.
Yeah, because they know it will unite us. Because the real struggle is, unfortunately, and they've the ones who created this situation. All right, the real problem is it's a class struggle, right?
Yes,
and they're making it worse. And most of the population is on one side now, and a very small few are on the other side. It's become very dangerous, and that's why they need to divide us, especially with race and. Everyone's like, and now gender, and like it's just constant dividing the people, constantly diverting attention from the real problem. Sorry to say it, not sorry to say it, but I don't want to start anything.
Yeah, but no, you're totally right. I mean, and I think this is a few shows ago we talked about the Stupid Poll subreddit, the Marxist one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how I ended up there because I realized it's not a right versus left issue. It's a class issue.
Yeah.
And it kind of always has been.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling stronger and stronger that way. I don't have a problem with, I do have a problem with Democrats and Republicans.
Of course, the Uniparty, yeah, and we will get that too. Or maybe we won't get to it. We'll see.
Yeah. It's totally totally a class issue, and it's a shame that so few people realize that.
Yeah, and damn it, I'll just go ahead and say it. And,
go.
The system here in the U.S. never allowed for that, right? But the founders knew how flawed the systems in Europe and the old world were, and they really were just not illuminated. Yeah, they were illuminated people when it came to like how society should be run or civilization should be run. And we went right back to it in 1913 when we started just like, all right, let's centralize power, let's centralize things, which is an antithesis, right, to this government.
Mm-hmm.
And when we started doing that, we started creating an elite class, like a monarchy again. Yes, maybe it's not one person, and it became multiple families because just the vast wealth of this,
Yeah, I mean, look at.
And so we went right back to it,
Yeah, I mean, just in recent years, look at the Clintons, look at the Bushes. They're all, the whole family is either in power or in positions of power. It's absurd.
Yeah. Do you remember that study that did many studies on this, but like about U.S. presidents and their links to royalty, like monarchy, European monarchy?
I haven't seen that.
These were official studies, that were done, and the one who had the most connections to like monarchy won always, like Clinton, all those guys, Clinton, Obama, like they all have. You never heard about this study? It's not a conspiracy theory. It was done, like it was on mainstream media too in the 90s. They were talking about it.
I was too young. I was too young then, I think. But
it doesn't. Dude, we have to. Yeah, but anyway, it's not like some crazy thing. But
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Right. And then, but I would say it just goes back to like when we started the Federal Reserve, and the founders were always against that. I think it was Alexander Hamilton. He died on his deathbed saying, "I beat the bank," on his deathbed. The second Bank of America or whatever it was, or American Bank. He shut it down. Because even just think about it. When people start thinking, "Oh, we're capitalists," no, we're not. Capitalist means leave it alone. No centralized planning. That was centralized planning. That's total communism. And that was in 1913. And slowly we've just gone down that, let's do an agency. Let's do another agency. And how many agencies do we have? That just do what they want. Like they can make up laws, make up rules. They have judges even. It's just so we're not what we were. Like this whole ideal of freedom. Like these guys are such liars, these politicians. Like, what was it? Conservatives. Like, constitutional conservatives. Yeah. Look how big this government is.
Yeah,
are we like deviating really far? We are.
Of course we are. Okay. First of all, the whole reason Trump got elected is because he was against all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he got in office, he did the exact same thing that every other politician has done. And now,
who's more socialist than Trump? He's like, we're not going to have socialism here. How much did he print?
Yeah.
I don't care. Like it was like $6 trillion in 1 year or something. He signed one bill that was $6 $6 trillion.
And now the Republicans are looking to run him again. It's
he's making the deep state stuff. I will drain the swamp. The same stuff, the same shit he said.
And he's not going to do any of it.
Of course not. And everyone keeps making excuses for him. Oh, he didn't know he was surrounded. Why did he surround these? I don't know. All
right, let's move on. This is, folks, this is going to be a long show. But also, if you've clicked on this show and you can see the time, it's going to be long. Let's move on.
All right, let's get into it. So so there's a couple of things from last week that we talked about. There was that alien picture, remember, that was shared by Uri Geller. But now we
talked about genitals way too much.
Yeah, vagina. So Whitley Strieber finally commented. He goes, "This image came to me from a friend who found it on Facebook. It has been around for a while. Uri Geller asked if he could repost, which he did, and it now has closing in on 1 million views. It could be a puppet, but if it is, it's very, very close to what I have seen in real life." That's Whitley Strieber saying that.
It's a really creepy photo. It's an alien standing in a doorway, a window.
I remember, it was like some doorway of a basement or something.
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
If it's a
in
puppet,
Mexico.
Yeah, it was in Mexico. If it's a puppet,
oh, here it is.
It's just really well done. And it's not.
But it is creepy.
It's not standing there like a marionette. Like it's got one arm up. It looks really real. I think that's why it's kind of blowing up.
And it looks like that alien from that Alien interview, which also people say looks fake, but it's the same eyes.
And it looks like Skinny Bob too.
The skin color, Skinny Bob. That's right, with the long arms. Look at that. The arms go to the knees.
And the vagina, apparently.
And the vajayjay right there, yes.
That has to be. Apparently, that's a huge part of
I think she's ovulating or in heat or something.
Okay, all right. Going too far.
All right, so just moving along. Last week, we talked about the White House UFOs.
Yes.
In 1950. So this was a synchronicity, and there's a new book out. The guy's the author, Kevin Randall, has rewritten the book about the encounters in 1952, the Washington Nationals, unexplained phenomenon in 1952. It's a long interview. We'll share the whole thing. Here's a small clip. Let's hear what he's got to say.
I think some people who spoke about the first version of this book, the first edition of this book, about what happened in the skies over Washington, D.C. in 1952. And you have now decided to release an updated version of this. How and why did you want to do that?
Because of the renewed interest in UFOs, and I think that a lot of discussion, at least here in the United States, focuses on things, more current things, but these cases from the early I guess, the early era of UFOs, flying saucers, are important cases because they provide us a look of what was going on at that time. And it warns us about what's going to be happening in this time. We see the same things being done today that were done back in the 1950s, and they were unable to make any progress in their investigations. And part of it was because the United States government and the Air Force particularly were influencing the news media and suggesting things that weren't true. And the news media at that time was too sophisticated to believe in flying saucers, so they accepted that information without bothering to check it out.
But the one thing...
Sound familiar? Like COVID and like 9/11, like JFK, everything, right? So if they were doing that in the 50s, like influencing the mainstream media, is it crazy to think that they're influenced every event since then? You know?
No, it's not crazy to think that. You
so
said this.
Yeah. So this is now we're starting for this week. So I was just updating last week. So this guy Richard, all right, he's awesome on Twitter too, but he's just he only got into this. Like,
you got to say his full name.
Richard Geldreich
Jr.
Yeah. So he apparently only got into this like a few years ago. I think 4, maybe that's like max too.
Really?
Super smart guy. He's obviously a coder, web developer, all that. He's like, and once he got into it, he's like, all right, I'm going to read everything and I'm going to make it all available with searchable databases. So he's taken books, he's scanned them all. Like he's made so many databases, and we've shared one before of like sightings. Remember going back to like the year 8 or something, right? He started doing one with like Richard Dolan's books. Anyway, so he did one there used to be these conferences, Crash Retrieval Conferences. So he's taken every single one of their, I guess, events, because they had books after each event, which were the lectures. So if you didn't make the lecture, you can buy the book. And he's made it into a website that you can search for.
I mean, there's like there's so many.
There's no evidence, Topher.
Of course
just started talking about this. Like, this is just something random, like famous UFO related quotes. Okay, so this was a presentation. Sir Winston Churchill, what does all this stuff about flying saucers amount to? What can it mean? What is the truth? Truman, I can assure you that flying saucers, given that they exist, are not constructed by any power on Earth. This is 1950. Eisenhower, in the councils or government, we know this quote. Is it about UFOs, though? No. We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. Yeah, prophetic words.
I think that was his quote as he was leaving office.
Yeah, he left, exactly. And
Eisenhower was great. I've got so much love for the guy.
Me too. He's our first and only 5-star general, right?
Yeah.
Kennedy, of course. What did he say? I would like you to assume personally the initiative and central responsibility within the government for the development of a program of substantive cooperation with the Soviet Union in the field of outer space, including the development of specific technical proposals. Many people say that's one of the reasons he was assassinated.
I mean, all of these quotes are UFO adjacent, but I mean, it shows that there's something, like Kennedy said, there's something to the aerospace program. They're all obsessed with the military complex and space, which it goes to show something, that there's something there.
Yeah, Goldwater's here. Oliver North, General Wesley Clark. He's cool.
Barry Goldwater.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
dude. He was the one that kind of made me like libertarian.
Yeah, he's cool. He really went after the UFO issue. I think he visited. So here
wasn't he the one? He went up against Kennedy, right?
Am
I misremembering?
I know he had a cool campaign. He was like the original Ron Paul.
He was like friends. They would debate, and then they would shake hands, give each other a hug, and then get on the same plane to leave.
Wouldn't surprise me.
He was such a cool guy.
Yeah, so it's a cool quote. 1975. I made an effort to find out what was in the building at Wright-Patterson. He went there, Air Force Base, where the information is stored that has been collected by the Air Force. And I was understandably denied this request. It is still classified above top secret. Still happening today.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're talking about when we say deep state has kind of become a meme now, but there is a separate. It definitely feels like, and this probably is the schism. I know I keep saying that. I'm sorry.
Well, it is. It's true.
There is a secondary government that is working independently from the U.S. government. It's scary because how can an elected official show up someplace and be denied access? And it's not, it's not for the safety of the country. It's because there's a certain part of government that wants to keep their secrets.
Right, and they all have their different justifications. What's classified access restricted.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a great. If you're just starting out, or even if you're not, if you're a researcher, a UFO researcher, and you have any doubts, or you just want to just keep going down the rabbit hole, this is a great reference. We'll share it in the show notes. I mean, it is so detailed, guys, and. They'll tell you, well, the government's not really hiding it because if you want to know, it's right there. You can find it. I'm sure that'll be the excuse if there are ever like trials on like whatever treason or something.
God, I hope so.
I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, just moving on. So apparently, it's a 500-year-old manuscript. It describes 3-stage space rockets. Now, I wanted to share this because it goes along this like not secret government, but like a breakaway group.
Hold on. Read the whole title.
500-year-old manuscript describes 3-stage space rockets and talk about flights to moon.
That's some scary stuff.
Yeah, so some researchers believe that there was once a highly developed culture on Earth. Now, that's part of the discussion of UFOs, right? These things,
right?
Is it part of is it like what are they, right? Is it an ancient civilization? Is it a modern breakaway one? Is it from the future? Whatever, it's just part of the. But this thing, so a 450-page manuscript was examined in 1963 by Romanian engineer Duro, whatever his name is.
Good luck with that.
That's a really tough one. Todorisu in Cebu's National Archive. So he examined the manuscript's scientific and technological substance before classifying it as a work on various alternative whatever. But it just shows. Look at that! It's a 3-stage rocket.
That's
you see
crazy.
Yeah.
And look
at
the
like flames coming out
today.
So it looks like a NASA one.
I was gonna say we're looking at a 500-year-old picture of what looks like a rocket that NASA would launch today.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is, and it's highly detailed. It's crazy.
So he goes, the Cebu manuscript does not fit into the present history, so it draws increased attention away. I want to get to the meat of this. It looks like this chronicler visited the future world. The handwritten text of Cebu is quite long, as it consists of 450 pages. Okay, it is known that the Cebu manuscript is genuine, and the experts do not doubt this, but they are in no hurry to comment on the content of this text. It could be claimed that this case is just science fiction, but the thing is, it's so accurate. If researchers of antiquity did not find other strange texts and technologies, this is not a greatly written article.
It's an AI article.
Probably.
All the writers are on strike right now.
All right, here it is. So in summary, one can say that the following developmental solutions and developments can be attributed to Conrad Haas. 1, multi-stage and cluster rockets, which we see today. Arrangement of fuel sets in stage rockets. Use of different fuel mixtures depending on the rocket type, performance, area of application, and design. Use of liquid fuel. This is from the 1500s. Delta-shaped stabilizing fins. Anticipating the idea of the modern spaceship. I mean,
I think this just goes to show that human history is so much different than what we're taught, and told. And we've discussed this on the show before, but Yeah, I just think things were. I don't think people were so stupid back then.
Wait a minute. This is why I also. So the city of Cebu is known to many of us because it is the birthplace of Hermann Oberth, that Nazi scientist that we brought over that said that we were helped from beings from other worlds. That's Hermann Oberth. Considered to be one of the 3 fathers of rocketry and modern astronautics. He's from that city.
Oh, good. So we can thank him for our NASA program.
1529 to 1569. Well, yeah, and he was, and we'll get to that too. Interesting, these crazy synchronicities. So, that movie that you brought up last week, Sisu.
Oh, yeah.
Well, also, it's very close to Cebu, isn't it? But what a movie! So I watched it last week. I didn't talk about it, but I mean, you did, and I said I'd watch it, and I watched it, and it's fantastic.
I was like I said, and it wasn't like a pun or anything. I was blown away. I mean, I couldn't. Like I told you, as the credits were rolling, I was sitting there going like, "Holy, what a movie,
dude!" It's such a cool movie. I mean, I loved it. I'm not gonna. And you said like you woke up thinking about it. Like me too. Like every scene was great. The sound was great. Should we play a trailer or should we just move on? We can just move on.
Let's just move on.
All right, watch it, everyone. It's really cool.
It's still. I mean, I watched it over a week ago, and it's still stuck in my head.
It's so cool. Definitely go watch it.
Put a link to the trailer in the show notes.
I will. I definitely will. It's anyway. So all right. So China may be to blame for UFOs. The NASA chief says unidentified flying objects are real and may be unfriendly advanced technology. Oh, thanks NASA. I guess all the ones in the 40s. You know,
dude. When did they?
Ones from the 1900s. I mean, that was China too.
Yeah, right. When did they change from like being about exploration to like propaganda for the government? I mean, what happened there? Because we know China hasn't been making UFOs since the early 1900s or even beyond that.
Yeah, I think maybe it was the Chinese dragons. That's like some new UFO technology.
It's just unreal.
It is, and what this does, this is listeners, this is what you call government propaganda, and it works beautifully because it works especially with the people on the fence, or people that don't want to believe. Like, oh, yeah, there we go, yeah, see, and they forget about it, and they won't look into it. It stops them from looking into it. That's millions of people because it's a NASA chief. Daily Mail, I'm sure it's been everywhere.
Also,
so
to be fair, Daily Mail is also called the Daily Fail because. I mean, they suck.
The Daily Fail. I haven't heard that. But they share like good UFO material too, don't they? I remember.
They do, but stuff like this always makes me. Anytime I see the Daily Mail come up, I think a shared family member of yours and mine. Calls it a rag.
A rag. All right, so that's good to know then.
Yeah.
And speaking about the MSM and UFOs, I think these guys are CBS, might be CBS Australia. But they tried to smear Coulthard, right? Who came out with the interview of Grush with Grush. Yeah. So they did a whole is much longer. But they went through and basically they're asking like, why would someone of his stature believe these things? Anyway, let's take a listen.
Coulthard is a one-time gold Walkley winner with distinguished career on Four Corners and 60 Minutes. So how could a journalist with his credentials be convinced by Grush's extraordinary claims and by his assertion that others have been murdered to stop the secret getting out?
Yes, it's confronting. It's an extraordinary allegation. I, too, have had a lot of trouble believing it. When I heard the things that Dave Grush told me, I was shocked. And yes, in some cases, I was scared. I still am.
Coulthard's 7 News report on YouTube has racked up 1.8 million views and thousands of comments like this.
This is the best piece of news reporting that I've ever seen. Ross Coulthard is a hero to me.
Ross is the greatest journalist of all time.
So how has David Grush got the world's best reporter to believe? Grush is a former US intelligence officer who was on a Pentagon UFO task force and did have high security clearance. But he has produced no documents, no photos, no spacecraft, and no bodies to prove his claims.
Oh, I mean, they keep using this, right? All of them. The guy's not allowed to, and he said it. He's not allowed to. He'd be thrown in jail. That's all they want, actually. They want Grush to even make a mistake, right? And be thrown in jail. So, but the media, it's just crazy. Like once they have a line or a point of view, they just relentlessly, all of them, keep saying it.
Well, I mean, this is making me do is believe that all media is controlled by the state, no matter what state, what country it is. It's kind of actually really scary.
So it's ABC Australia. So his own media is attacking him.
Yeah.
So of course he had a very long post basically refuting most of that. And he's defending himself.
Just to play devil's advocate. I mean, it does suck that he doesn't come with any proof. I mean, his proof are his words and the other people who have testified. But
that's always the issue. That's always the issue, right? Like, show us, please. Show us.
I mean, I've said it so many freaking times on the show, and unless I'm in a UFO ship shaking hands with an alien, it's hard to believe.
See, that's why we need to do that CE5. I know both of us are scared to do it, but I think we need to do it.
Yeah,
just do it. At least, maybe that will happen. I don't know. No, I can't do it tonight. Hey, wait a minute. It's cloudy. What are you talking about? Look at it.
I know. It's like it was raining earlier.
Yeah. But it's still important to say, and he does say this, is that Grush went to the ICIG, right? He's basically the police of the intelligence community. He went to them after compiling everything. They interviewed all the people he interviewed. And after looking at all the evidence, they said, right, that it is the words that we all know, all right, urgent, credible, and urgent. And it was the ICIG that did that. And
yeah, I mean, it goes to show what he's saying is not BS. I mean, it's real. It's just for some people,
all under oath, and
for some people, for a lot of people, there has to be visual or physical confirmation of this.
The thing is, we made it illegal in this country to talk about this, especially this issue. That was a National Security Act that happened months after. You know what I mean? So we're living in a system where if you're talking about this and you're going to jail probably for life.
Right. Or you'll get Epstein.
Or that.
But he's not even dead, so let's not get into that.
No, of course not. No. But anyway, it's a long refute of him basically saying why he believed that as a journalist of his stature. We'll, of course, put it in the show notes for everyone to read it.
Yeah, go ahead. Read this response. It's great.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm talking to the listeners.
Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly. It is great. And it makes sense. And he's saying, and he's giving the journalistic reasons why he did it.
All right. So what's this next thing you got for me?
This is, again, we can just gloss over this, but I want to show that the mainstream media, there are parts of it that are being very positive about this. This is a great article, and it goes to the history too. I mean,
from USA Today.
From conspiracy theories to congressional hearings, how UFOs became mainstream in America. So it starts from the New York Times story, which we know.
And from 2017, when they first broke the Tic Tac thing.
Right. And that's what really started this, right? And
it did.
Yeah. Tom DeLonge was part of it. Jeremy Corbett.
For those of you who don't know.
There he is.
Talking to you, Mom. Tom DeLonge was the lead singer of Blink-182. This is one of the weirdest career paths of all time.
So weird, so crazy. But his dad was apparently CIA.
So is that right? I didn't know that.
His dad was intelligence, and that's part of the issues with him and this thing. Why people are like, "Oh, it's a psyop," like dark journalist. You ever listen to him? He's great, but he says. And because he blames Tom DeLonge and the people around him, and that's an op, and that stuff.
Do you think So I was thinking about this the other day. I might end up cutting this. Do you think the member in our family who is in a band and sings and stuff, do you think he would do a cover for us of Aliens Exist? so we could close out the show with that instead of having to do
Yeah, he definitely would. I'm sure he
You
would.
think
He
so?
loves these projects. Yeah. I mean, I'll ask him. I mean, he might find time, maybe on a Sunday. Sunday fun day. He's a listener too, by the way. He's listening.
I know he is. I know he's busy. And I don't have the money to pay him, and I don't know how long of a process that would take.
He's got such a big heart. He's never asked for payments.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't think I ever told you. There was one time someone I worked with, she was getting married and she wanted to have a song playing at her wedding that she sang, and so she came to the studio. This was years ago.
I vaguely remember this. Yeah,
she came to the studio and sang a song, and our family member didn't charge her a thing.
Oh yeah, man, he's got a huge heart.
Would you ask him?
Yeah, definitely. And we can ask him right here on the show too. Think about it, please.
You want
help us out?
Give him a call. You want to get him on the show?
Yeah, right now, live. I'm like, dude, no, he completely docks us. All right. So here's Christopher Mellon. But yeah, I'll ask him.
Okay,
I'm sure he'll do it. So Christopher Mellon says, "What's up with America's multi-billion-dollar air defense systems?" Recent article, August 27th. So he just wrote it. Again, part of that effort right from 2017 with Tom DeLonge. He was part of the To the Stars Academy, right? That's what Christopher Mellon is. But yeah, great article. Did you read this one?
I did. Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
He's basically saying, yeah, we have pictures, videos, all of our sensors have it, just
let
basically
us
release
see it.
Let's see the aliens.
Let us see the lizard people.
And that's the thing, right? National security, and we'll even hear. I mean, I don't know if we'll get to Corbell because they were on Rogan, but he keeps saying this too, right? Like, I'm all for national security. Well, if you are, then that'll always be the excuse of never to release anything.
Yeah, no kidding.
They'll know what cameras we're using. They'll know what satellites we're using. They'll know what radar we're using. That'll always be the reason.
Well, do you remember when Trump was in office? I keep bringing up Trump. I'm sorry. I apologize, audience. Do you remember when Trump was in office? He tweeted that satellite imagery of something. I can't remember. Was it Iran?
Was it a hurricane or something? Was it that?
No. It wasn't a hurricane. It was like some sort of like.
Was it a UFO thing? No.
He released some sort of like building site in Iran, and the whole intelligence community got mad at him because it showed off how powerful our satellites were. Do you remember that?
Yeah. They assassinated some ISIS leader in Iraq or something, or northern Syria. I remember that. Yeah. And it was like, wasn't that one? Because it was really close too.
God, he did so much shit.
Oh, when they
it was like
when they blew up Soleimani, that guy, the Iranian guy that they
no. It was like some nuclear site, I think. And it doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
Anyway, all right.
Satellites have a whole lot of power. Let's play this next clip.
All right, so this is Harold Putoff.
Yeah, I thought it was Hal Putoff.
Harold. And so it's Hal Putoff. It's not a new interview, but again, he's part of TTSA. He had apparently high security clearances. This one just came out, by the way, that Dolan a while ago, Richard Dolan, who wrote those books, National Security, UFOs, the National Security State, 1 and 2.
He's also got a great podcast, by the way.
Great podcast. Yeah, he's done great presentations at UFO events. So it just got leaked that Hal once had a private meeting with him and told him basically everything, and it just it got him really shook. Anyway, so yeah, and here's this interview, not new, but he talks about crash retrievals. I don't know, by accident. He doesn't say too much.
Going on Well, I mean, there's some. Let's go back a little bit, and historically, there's some kind of iconic events that everybody knows about, Roswell and so on, where these craft crashed. What do you think about that? I mean, is that all real or not, or what?
Well, I don't specifically know about Roswell because my involvement has been looking at recent data. There may have been some crashes. We're not going to discuss them, John. You know that.
Oh my God! Did you see him when he said that? His eyes. There may have been some crashes.
Oh boy!
I mean, of course, you can't talk about Roswell. None of them can, because that is the one. It's like Al Qaeda. It's like Al Qaeda from 9/11. You know, when they put that in the law, like actually Al Qaeda's in there. So I bet you the same thing with like Roswell. None of them can talk about it.
I still can't believe they can't talk about Roswell.
I know. I guess if they want to keep their clearances and their livelihood, that's the thing. They're just pull them.
The stuff our country classifies is so dumb sometimes. I mean, so aliens crashed here. Oh no, the world's ending. Like, what do they think people are gonna? We still have to go to our jobs tomorrow morning. We still have to a paycheck.
Yeah,
I mean,
most people won't believe anyway.
I sent you the link to the Trump thing I was talking about, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I completely off the rails.
Where on? Where'd you send it?
Well, I put on Signal.
Oh, okay. I didn't get a alert yet.
That's the thing I was talking about. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I'll cut all this. All right. So
there it is. All right, finally got it.
Okay.
Trump tweeted an image from a spy satellite. Oh, that's hilarious. Here,
you don't remember that story? That was I felt like
no, I do. He just did so much things that they hated.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he didn't give a shit about their stupid classification. He's president, and he's right. He can declassify anything he wants.
Yeah.
All right. So here, Trump tweeted an image from a spy satellite. Declassified documents show. Look how detailed it is. Yes, dude. Thank you for this.
Yeah. It's like this is from a satellite, and this is like crystal clear. It's scary.
Oh, I mean, they weren't kidding when they said they can see the newspaper article you're reading from a satellite, and that was in the 90s.
Oh man,
isn't that look wild? At the details, so crisp.
And that's from space. That's from space.
Yeah. Amazing, really amazing. Yeah. 3 years ago, telling Trump. Yeah. All right. So wait, where were we? Hal put off.
Yes. Sorry, I completely derailed.
No, dude, no. It's a live show, you know.
All right, so you got a post from X, formerly known as Twitter, up here. What's it say?
Right. So Dr. Kevin Newth discusses a new scientific paper concluding that UAP are extraterrestrials in origin. Now, we'll link the entire interview. But this is a great clip, and again, it's synchronicities with what's going on, especially with people involved. Even historical people. So, yeah.
I think we've been able to make that conclusion since the 1950s.
He's talking about that. It's an extraterrestrial origin, right? These UFOs.
Why does he sound
Herman Ober?
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh. Maybe he needs to smoke more.
Tell me about it.
Rocketry pioneer. He gave a talk on UFOs in 1954 where he basically made the same suggestions. He discussed the fact that these craft can travel at speeds through air up to something like Mach 45. You're talking 35,000 to 50,000 miles an hour in air with no sonic booms. And he knew this, and he mentioned in his...
Yeah, and that was back then. Erberth was talking about those speeds. And they were seeing this stuff.
All right, so I'm going to complain about this one last time, and I'll never say it again.
Okay.
Why is it that you've got one person in a studio in a professional environment interviewing a person at their house?
Well, I'm going to say this. This is the same show, by the way. So maybe he does that. Maybe he wants to look professional in a studio, and he tells his guests, "Please make sure you're in your house," or something. Or I don't know. He just interviews guests in their house.
I remember a time where people would interview people, even if it's over television. But they would put them they would put a green screen behind them or put them in a studio wherever they were located. I'm sorry. I'm getting way too worked up about this. It's just, I think COVID screwed a lot of things up.
That's a different, we can do a whole episode on what COVID did.
Oh man, we should.
Estimated. It was like a nuclear bomb. Yeah, let's continue this.
This talk in 1954 that that there were over 50 radar reports of this at the time. So, and he also mentioned extreme accelerations. He didn't give any numbers. He mentioned how he described how the astronaut, whoever was flying it, would be pressed against the wall and unable to move, and maybe injure themselves. The accelerations we've estimated now are far beyond that. You'd be a puddle of jelly on the floor, coating the equipment if this were the case. So this
amazing. And these guys did a scientific study, took official radar data from those times, and I'm sure we've shared it in the past. And they went like station to station and calculated how fast these things were moving. And like he said, what was it, 45,000
Mach
miles per hour? Yeah,
45 Mach, which is absolutely insane. I don't think humans
crazy.
I don't think humans can handle more than 2 or 3. I'm not positive on that.
Right. So it has to be using propulsions. I mean, it could be humans. I mean, with new propulsion, whatever. Right. I'm just saying, but that's why I think he went back to the 50s. That's when we broke it. I forget what's his name. He says there's evidence that we broke gravity in sometime late.
Yeah,
50s.
we actually talked about that on a previous episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, this is what he's saying is what I was saying last week. I mean, if you were on the inside of something going that fast, you would be absolute jelly. So if this was human created, we would have had to find a way to make the inside impervious to that speed, which I don't know. I find that unlikely, but who knows what our freaking government is up to?
Yeah, and the corporations, they're
Raytheon,
now worth billions of dollars. Yeah. So we found the Herman Oberth lecture notes, and it's on Google Drive. We'll share it in the notes, the show notes.
I'll be honest, I did not read this. I took one look at it and was like, nope. I can't do it.
There's so much information coming out every week now. I mean, I don't doubt it. I didn't either. I was skimming. I was like, oh my God, look at that. He's got like diagrams. And this is Herman Oberth. So, he's been quoted saying, we've been helped by people of other worlds. He's talking about the technology, our technological leaps. In press conferences, he's been saying, he said that. Or maybe it was during this one. But anyway, cool stuff, right? Historical. This is official. It's not disinformation.
It's very, very interesting information.
Yeah. He's talking about gravity here and going faster than the speed of light. So cool.
Oh, man.
I downloaded it just in case it's taken off the internet.
Smart. The internet's dead as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Look at this picture. Knapp, Corbell, I think that's the lawyer, right?
Corbell. So you sent me the link to the I might be pulling it up.
Yeah, we'll get there.
The Rogan interview with Knapp and Corbell, and Knapp was freaking on it.
He was so good.
He was so good.
Because he's the real deal. I mean, it's Knapp.
Yeah. So we're looking at a picture of Grush, and behind him
next to
is our favorite guy. Of course, he's not in a suit and tie. He's CIA. It's Corbell, and Knapp, and I'm assuming that's the Inspector General behind him or next to him.
I think this guy's the ex-Inspector General, which is his lawyer, Grush's lawyer.
Right.
Yeah. And this guy, he's part of some organization that Graves is. Everyone thought this guy was Clapper. He does look like Clapper, but it's not him. Oh, that's that podcaster. What's his name?
I have no idea.
Marine podcast. That Marine YouTube guy. He interviews UFO guys too.
There's a lot of powerful and influential people that are sitting behind Grush.
Yeah.
I mean, it should just go to show how important all of this is.
Yeah, so this is it says at least we can all agree about aliens. This is the strand.ca. Apparently it's not too mainstream. It's a Canadian website, but they're saying that this issue brings people together in the US. There's no, you're a right winger, you're a libtard, you're all that stuff is not spoken about when it comes to UFOs. They come together, both parties.
It is interesting to me that this is the thing that brought Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah.
Well, they work for the same side, but there's no arguments about this.
But it brought fringe people from both sides, right? It was the fringe GOP people and the fringe Democrats.
Yeah.
So that's right. This happened too. So Hicks, she's a deputy secretary of defense. Now Hicks takes direct oversight of Pentagon's UAP office. New reporting website to be launched. Now we know it launched already, but we're just going chronologically what happened last week. Once she took over, the website launched. Isn't that weird, Mr. Kirkpatrick? What have you been doing for the past year? Complaining. How dare they have a hearing without me? It's disrespectful. There's no evidence of a program.
He's such a tool. And I don't mean that like an insult. I'm saying he's such a tool as in a tool for the I don't want to say deep state. That's such a loaded term nowadays.
It is. Unfortunately, they ruined it, huh? Okay, what about the bureaucratic state or the administration state? Those two work too.
So, there you go. Something like that.
So everyone's like,
he is such a tool. And now I'm gonna say it in the insulting way.
Well, he is. We've spoken about it here.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still a little he made that whole, he made me so upset.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
There's no
evidence,
even though there's so much evidence.
I'm a doctor. I'm a Fauci. I'm a liar.
Yeah.
So everyone's like saying, "Oh yeah, so now Hicks is in charge, and that's why it was launched. This is all a good thing." And then this came up. It's an interview with Jon Stewart, who I have some issues with, but I still love, in a way.
I agree.
But he has an interview with her, and he starts asking her basically about the crazy, insane budget, right, the Pentagon, and how it's corrupt and not transparent, and never passes an audit, and she gets kind of hurt by that. And then he's like, "Wait, anyway, you want to listen to it?"
Yeah, let's listen.
It's good.
Of somebody within a department of that size and scope.
I
Do you feel that it's somewhat unfair?
You have a particular thing you really want to talk about, and you're asking me other questions. But I don't think it's unfair to ask me about the audit. It's absolutely the case that the United States military should be able to pass an audit, and we've got to be on that pathway to get there.
But don't you think that does speak to the larger point that we're trying to get at, which is good journalism uncovers corruption? And
good journalism does uncover corruption, but I'm not sure these two things are linked. An audit is not.
But they are.
Okay, so you need to explain to me, do you understand what an audit does and the degree to which it is linked to the question that you're asking?
I believe so.
Okay, go ahead. Give me your explanation.
No, I don't mind learning. So what I would suggest is that the audit that they have in the military doesn't really look at whether or not there's efficacy. It's just whether they got delivered the thing that they ordered. And
that is any audit. That is any audit. That is true.
But generally, those audits aren't $400 billion for Raytheon and $1.7 trillion for a plane that doesn't seem to be doing. Like, there is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse within a system.
Audits and
that
waste,
is.
fraud, and abuse are not the same thing. So let's decompose
Then
these
please
pieces for a
educate me
moment.
on
Sure.
what
So an
the
audit is
difference.
exactly what you just described,
Yes.
which is, do I know what was delivered to which place?
Right.
The ability to pass an audit, or the fact that the DoD has not passed an audit, is not suggestive of waste, fraud, and abuse. That is completely false right there. So
what is
now
it
it's a question of, it's suggestive that we don't have an accurate inventory that we can pull up of what we have where. That is not the same as saying we can't do that because waste, fraud, and abuse has occurred.
So in my world,
Yeah.
that's waste.
How is that waste?
If I give you $1 billion and you can't tell me what happened to it, that to me is wasteful. That means you are not responsible. But if you can't tell me where it went, then what am I supposed to think? And when there has been reporting, I mean, this is not, look, I'm not saying this is on you and that you caused this, but I think it's a tough argument to make that
she is so fired up.
an $850 billion budget to an organization that can't pass an audit and tell you where that money went. Like, I think most people would consider that somewhere in the realm of waste, fraud, or abuse, because they would wonder why that money isn't well accounted for. And especially when they see food insecurity on military bases, and they see.
You want to talk about that? Because that's a good, we should be talking. I mean,
Well,
I'm
it's
trying to
all-
understand
She
where
is
you're trying
deflecting.
to go.
She's deflecting the whole time.
Yeah.
Was this really on C-SPAN?
Yeah. It's
How
just
did
C-SPAN
Jon
right there.
Stewart get on C-SPAN?
Oh, it's John. You know, he's mainstream now, right? But still, that was really cool of him.
Yeah, no, that was a.
See how he's looking at her too. He's like, "Come on, I know what you're doing here."
Yeah, no, I mean,
yeah.
Like you said, I've got problems with Jon Stewart too, but he's a good interviewer, and he asked some really good questions there, which she wasn't able to answer, and so she just kept deflecting and deflecting and deflecting.
Yeah,
and then you could tell. Yeah, you were right. She's totally getting upset there.
Yeah, and the thing is, what's weird, it's about transparency, right? It was like, oh yes, I'm glad she's in charge of Arrow, and she's. I mean,
and he even says, "Hey, it's not your fault. The American people are just curious as to where all this
obviously
money
it's
went."
not my fault.
And she just keeps deflecting. No, that was great. Good clip.
Yeah. And she goes ahead and she does say, "Oh, we're spending more money." Actually, should we continue it? I mean, because he does. I
kind of want to. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's continue that. Let's continue.
Other than the dollars, which really bother you.
I think it doesn't really bother me. I think it's all connected.
Okay.
I think
tell
when
me,
I
tell
look,
me that story. Tell me how you're thinking.
well,
see,
I see a State Department get a certain amount of money and a military budget be 10 times that, and I see a struggle within government to get people like more basic services, and then that department that got that. I mean, we got out of 20 years of war, and the Pentagon got a $50 billion raise. Like, that's shocking to me. Now, I may not understand exactly the ins and outs and the incredible magic of an audit, but I'm a human being who lives on the earth and can't figure out how $850 billion to a department means that the rank and file still have to be on food stamps. Like, to me, that's fucking corruption. I'm sorry. And it's like, if that blows your mind, and if you
I mean, okay, I'll keep playing.
think like that's like a crazy agenda for me to have, I really think that that's institutional thinking, and that it's not looking at the day-to-day reality of the people that you call the greatest fighting force in the world. So I get back to this idea of like, I'm not looking to pick a fight with you, but I am surprised at that. The reaction to these questions are, you don't know what an audit is, bucko. Like, that's just weird to me.
Okay. On food insecurity, major priority for us. A lot of funds are going toward that.
Just to let you know, she doesn't even acknowledge that, right? She's not deflecting, though. I think
of course
she's defending her institution. Now she's saying where the money is being spent. She's saying they raise their salaries.
The biggest issues we have found, first of all, we have significantly increased funding on food insecurity. And we do think we are getting much better on that. We believe some of the challenges we face are not what you often think of as, food insecurity as hunger. They're really around, do we have food available? For instance, as people come on and off shifts, is it healthy food? Those are the types of food insecurity issues we are seeing in and around our military installations. We have increased pay 2 times in a row here. We've done 4.
Okay, I don't want to hear this anymore. She's
We don't
she's just defending the Pentagon. But anyway, she's the one who's in charge now. But she launched this. She had it launched. She said, "What the hell are you doing? Launch it." We already have an issue with transparency and people, not believing us. Obviously, that's what I'm thinking. She said to him.
You have to explain what she launched.
Oh, sorry. Arrow finally launched a website, the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. Finally. After they tweeted in 2022 that they're launching a website and they'll be releasing videos and there'll be a way for us to submit videos and whistleblowers and all that. Anyway, finally, I think a day after she took over, it was launched. So I don't know what you're doing, Kirkpatrick. And anyone can launch a video in a day, though. I mean, not anyone, sorry, but anyone in this industry, right, of creating websites, you could. It's not too much there. However, there are some cool things to it, and they put in some cool things on the website.
I'm seeing a lot of coming soon. So the website is launched, but not all the features are there quite yet.
Right. I mean, UFO reporting trends. That's working. Altitudes you're talking about, when they're seen. This cool. There's some cool stuff.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, especially after Kirkpatrick, I don't trust the government to report anything honestly. I think it has to come from civilian groups. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it came from the. Oh wait, share this tab instead. Sorry. So this was the report that pulled up. Him and his team did. He was saying we did so much work. Well, finally, okay, it's released. Thanks, dude. So here it talks about reported UAP altitudes.
Yeah, they're always at a certain. Looks like they're always pretty high.
Right.
Up.
Orb round sphere is 47%. Ambiguous sensor.
Yeah, we've shared a couple videos back and forth. It always seems like they're orb spheres nowadays.
Yeah. Others 7%. Lights 16%. Disk, that should be the same. Vector. Tic Tac 1%. That's why it was so anomalous, because it really is a heat map, I guess, of
where
areas where
they're seen.
China, Gulf, and our East Coast. Looks like it's the U.S. military that are being followed. Because it's the West Coast and East Coast, right?
If you're looking at this heat map, it certainly seems like this is a U.S. Based operation.
They're just watching the U.S., which they've always been, right?
I just think, I don't know. I just think the American people are more likely to talk about when they see UFOs. I don't think other countries are so.
Yeah. And we have the websites and the subculture to support it.
We've got all these. We've got
too small.
MUFON and NICAP and yada yada.
Exactly.
And
now Arrow.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm sure they do, but I'm not aware of them. The other countries.
Oh, they will now, especially after this website's out, right?
Yeah, I sure hope so.
They announced it. This is a press release.
All right,
by the chief of staff. He does. It's a long one, but this is a clip, and then we're sharing an even smaller clip of questions from. Wait, is it The Hill? We're the ones that are actually doing UFO stuff. So it's one of their journalists, and he's asking good questions. Oh wait, no, News Nation. Sorry, not The Hill. News Nation.
All right, well, let's give it a listen.
That share what is unclassified on that website. There was an amendment to the NDAA sponsored by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer that would have the National Archives declassify its UAP or UFO records. Is Arrow going to be doing that as well, looking to declassify some of the information that it has?
Yeah, let me take that question because I don't know the answer to that. We'll come back.
I have one more.
Third one. All right.
The whistleblower who came forward, former Air Force intel officer David Grush, The claims that he made in Congress in that congressional hearing were based on interviews he said he had done with 40 people as he was reporting to Arrow as well. Are any of those reports going to be published on this website, those interviews, or would any of those people who he allegedly interviewed be made available to Congress?
Just to clarify, the interviews that he himself conducted?
He said that information that he had was based on interviews that he had done or spoken to people, 40 people or more. I'm just wondering if any of those.
Yeah. So again, as I understand it, Arrow is very willing to take any inputs or information and to investigate into claims of UAP. And so if that information is made available to the department, certainly we'll take a look at it. In this particular individual's case, I do not know whether he has provided it to Arrow to review or not. But again, broadly speaking, this office, for obvious reasons, is going to take this mission seriously. They are taking it seriously. And so
he has no idea. Basically, the guy, was asking him about Grush and the other interviews, and Kirkpatrick saying that, yeah, we interviewed these people too. So he's saying, are those interviews going to be available on the website? The guy has no idea.
Sorry, folks, you're gonna have to turn up your headphones for that interview. We've got it turned up as loud as we can, but I just want to say,
yeah.
I mean, I know we're doing our best to get the podcast canceled, but Grush, he's never working again, right?
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, yeah, and that's why I guess he got his real estate license, and now, and he's. I think we
didn't know he did that.
Huh?
I didn't know he did that. He got his real estate license. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, well, that's one of the things that the bunkers use, like Green Street and McWest.
I mean, he's not working for government ever again. I mean, he's all over the place at this point.
Yeah,
yeah. His talk with Congress. I mean, yeah. I mean, good for him. I mean, he's a whistleblower, and I'm really happy with what he brought forward, but he's never working for government again. Poor guy.
Yeah, I know. He did it for us, and for the truth. He found it out, and he went and really complained to the ICIG, and they agreed with him. And it's great that he's protected, though. In the past, it's been pretty violent.
I hope he's protected.
Yeah.
Who was that guy that got shot in the back? He went against Clintons. It wasn't that long ago. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Rich, that guy.
Rich. Yeah. I'm worried
he was the leak.
Yeah, I'm worried that is going to be the same thing that happens to Grush.
Man, I hope not. I think, he's been something's happened because he's been quiet. And yeah, I think Corbell talks about it in the episode. But just about the website. Arrow's website, they do have on there like the FAQs, like there's no evidence, no credible evidence that there are extraterrestrials or reverse engineering programs. That's still on their website. However, they have these strange clues where on one of their pages about what they do, they have a target, right? It says target, latitude, longitude, right? So
now,
you put
where is this from?
This is from the Arrow website.
Oh, okay.
Arrow.mil. So they have latitude and longitude. You put that into Google Maps, and it's Groom Lake, Area 51.
Oh boy!
So they have that stuff on their website. And then this happened. I don't know if you check this out. So they released this. It's a 4K video, UFO video. It's called Western U.S. Objects.
We're gonna have to talk through this one. I'm assuming.
We're
gonna have to talk through this one.
Oh, right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because there's no
dialogue.
No dialogue.
Anyway, we're looking. Wow!
Look how they're perfectly moving together.
I think that's
like someone's pointing a mouse.
Right. So we're looking at 2 white lights that are moving back and forth.
3,
and it's where's the third one?
Right there. I'll show. Wait, there it is.
See, oh, yeah. So we're looking at 3 white lights that are moving back and forth in a wow. It's obviously on an FLIR camera.
I think so.
I mean, that's my assumption. But they're moving completely in unison. I think this is one This is just my theory. I have no idea if this is true or not. I think this is one ship that's concealed somehow.
Huh. Wow. Yeah, that would make more sense. Because they used to say that about the triangle UFOs before. Like, oh look, it's 3 separate lights. No, it's one. Just and Phoenix Lights, same thing, right?
Yep.
They're like,
Yep.
oh, it's all
Yep.
separate.
Yep.
No, it's one huge craft. So yes, and that would make more sense. But imagine something that big moving like that.
I mean,
Look at
we've
this
got
thing,
evidence
they're
of
just
it happening.
following it.
Yeah. So this, I mean, what's the context here? I mean, I'm assuming this is a military.
This is Arrow. Wait,
this is from Arrow.
Yeah. That's part of their, this gift to us. There's the website and that. Director of the All Domain shared a video depicting 3 unidentified objects recorded on infrared video in 2021 from a military range in the western United States. Analysis of the full motion video combined with commercial flight data in the region led Arrow to assess that the objects were 3 separate commercial aircraft flying.
Oh my god!
So just ignore that, but just look at this.
So, I mean, this is such bizarre footage because they move
3
back and
separate
forth, back and
aircraft.
forth, and they move.
So yes,
these
you're
3
right,
lights move in
Topher.
unison. Yeah,
It's the opposite of what they're saying. It's one craft. Because when you see it as one craft, you're like, wait a minute.
just the way that it moves, in all 3 lights move in unison.
Look at this thing coming in, though.
Is that
It's
a
separate
4th one?
Separate one coming in. Wait. Yeah, it's a 4th one. And that's what they're trying to follow now.
It's so,
maybe it launched out of there.
Oh, yeah, it could be. It's
Because
very,
it's blinking.
very, just the way it moved. It, like at the very beginning when it moved back and forth. That's so weird.
So weird. Yeah, just like pointing a mouse. Over here.
Anyway,
but it's up in the skies. Yeah.
Really cool.
Wow.
Footage.
So that thing is following them.
Yeah.
And it's separate. So this is separate, though. I love how it's like a military region.
I don't know what to think about that. I mean, maybe.
But they're basically saying the operators here are idiots because they're like, why are they following these obviously commercial airliners?
Right. Which
they switch cameras.
Make any sense?
Of course it doesn't. They switch cameras. They switch from IR to real. They lost it. Oh, there. See, he's tracking it, and it's hiding from him. It's not a commercial airliner.
No,
It sucks, man. The
there's
Arrow
no way
idiots.
that's commercial.
No, waste of money.
Way. There's no way.
I know.
Commercial airline.
Like, we're basically saying that guy who operated that equipment is a moron. He's like, oh, what's this?
Very well. Well, to be fair, he could be a moron.
He could be.
But
He could be.
those are not commercial airliners. All right, let's move on. What we
All
got
right, so
here?
they're still talking about the website. This is Fox News calling it a one-stop shop.
There's a new tool tonight for people who say they have seen unidentified flying objects, UFOs, to report those sightings to the government. The website is designed to collect those stories and share the government's investigations with the public. That's new. This comes as many in Congress are pushing for further disclosures after startling accusations from a former intelligence official about what he called recovered alien technology. Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin has details from the Pentagon tonight.
Under pressure from Congress, the Defense Department has finally launched a website to solicit videos and provide greater transparency about what it now calls UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, one-stop shopping for videos like this one. Shot by 2 Navy F-18 Super Hornet pilots in 2015 on a training mission over the Atlantic. The website for the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or ARROW, has finally been made public to comply with the 2023 National Defense Authorization Act.
What you see today is what has been declassified to date. ARROW is focused on the facts, taking in information, reviewing the facts, and then when possible, declassifying that information and making it available.
High traffic crashed the website last night. It's back up now, when this former Air Force intelligence officer presented himself as a whistleblower in July. The Pentagon pushed back on his suggestion they had evidence of aliens.
Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human.
Now, Deputy
The way he answers that always gets me because he like pauses and he goes non-human with his eyes open.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to force, like, believe me. But yeah.
All right. So what you got here?
So multiple sources confirm the Pentagon's UFO office has coordinated collection and analysis of material from unknown origin.
Oh boy.
I know, right? And of course, the website's out. They have, by the way, they still have that Go Fast one and
Tic Tac.
Tic Tac. Those are still unresolved on their website, which is cool to know. To date, he's saying that there's no discovery of that.
This is written by Christopher Mellon, right? I saw that correctly at the top.
Oh, it is. It's Liberation Times. Is he right for
that?
them?
Little
Wait a
picture.
minute. Oh, Christopher Sharp.
Sharp. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw
These guys are
Christopher.
good. Yeah, they're covering it. They're saying multiple U.S. intelligence and defense sources have confirmed to Liberation Times that the Pentagon's Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon Office has, as one source stated, coordinated the collection and analysis of materials from an unknown origin.
Wow.
Yeah. They're saying the material is connected.
Do you think that means UFOs are non-biological or whatever the heck it's called?
Non-terrestrial.
Yeah, non-terrestrial entities. What do you think that means when it says materials from an unknown origin? I kind of think that just means UFOs or UAPs.
Yeah, UAP, exactly. The material is connected with an alleged UAP event and is not readily explainable in reference to its composition. The analysis has not been concluded, meaning any potential origin cannot be verified at this time. Cool stuff. Crazy stuff that's happening.
Interdimensional.
And
that's what I'm going with. So I brought this up earlier. Sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit.
No. I mean, it was part of what happened last week. At the end of the week, it happened. What, Friday? When was this released? The 31st.
So we're talking about the Joe Rogan Experience, the podcast.
Yes, Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp.
Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp on. George Knapp was on, and he doesn't get a whole lot of time to speak because it's Corbell. But
in the beginning, but Corbell kept saying like, "Me, should I take this? Should I take this?" But he kept letting him go.
Knapp, he said something. I can't remember exactly what it was. I texted you immediately as I was listening to it. Knapp said something in the very beginning that was super poignant. It's a really good interview.
Yeah.
I highly suggest everyone listen to it after you listen to this.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
All right, we're not gonna go through it. I had in my head what George was saying and like something Corbell said too. But they reference a book in there which I found like another channel through the Gods of Eden. Knapp talks about it, like about why human beings are warlike. Anyway, it's a great interview because they philosophically go through the reasons why it's kept secret. And Knapp says stuff, and Corbell says stuff, and of course Rogan says stuff. But it's a great conversation.
Yes, I completely agree. Highly recommend everyone go listen to it
after you watch the show, of course.
Yes, of course,
or listen to the show. So I guess that was the culmination of what happened, and then there are some UFO videos that came out, and you see this one, Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
So this is by the Canberra Times. It's an orb, another orb.
Metallic orb. Yeah.
Yeah. Music.
Cool
no,
stuff.
thank you. It is cool stuff.
I'm wondering why we're seeing. Do you think it's the phenomena has evolved? It's no longer discs; it's orbs. Or do you think it's just
orbs were always there because of Foo Fighters, right? I think they sent the orbs out first, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I take back my question because we've been seeing silver orbs since. I mean, hell, we had them falling around, following them. We were going to drop the bombs on Japan in World War II.
Yeah.
Those planes were followed by orbs.
And we talked about that last week too, right? Where those guys were hired by the Air Force.
I think we've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, orbs are They're a big part of the scout. There's this thing that came out. I think it's fake. They're saying it's allegedly leaked footage of us shooting down the UFO over Alaska.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this one.
I think it's fake. You can just like look at it.
So we're looking at a video of a cylindrical object. I mean, that I don't know, man.
Yeah, but then they see it, it's just, and then the plane goes watch. I mean, it is done well, but it looks human. And then there's a plane.
Yeah, I think you're right. That might just be something. Oh, shoot, I don't know. Anyway, we're looking at a cylindrical object falling through the sky, but it's kind of it's floating. It's going back up, and a fighter jet flies right by it.
Hey man, the reflections are done really well too, like with the sun, like that's really well done.
Yeah, the sun's glinting off of it.
Right.
I wonder if
who's this? It goes, hackers have finally released the classified hidden video of the metallic extraterrestrial UFO Twitter shot down in Alaska.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't think, man. I really don't think it's CGI.
This is not authentic in my eye, in all honesty, just an initial observation. All right, he feels that way. I've never seen any United States Air Force jets look like that. The color don't match. Videos are edited so much nowadays. All right. Okay. Fair enough for that one.
I don't know. I mean, it's a cool video, but like the one we watched, was it Singapore? The cylinder.
Oh yeah, the drop.
That one I feel like was real. This one I'm not so sure about. But let's move on to the next video. What do you got?
It's another one from Manitoba. They're saying this is in the middle of nowhere. They're miners or something. Or something.
Last night, my coworkers and I come into Fox Mine from Lynn Lake, MB, whatever that means.
Manitoba.
Oh. So we're watching a video. Two lights in the sky, once again, moving completely the same.
You want to hear them? Wait.
Holy fuck, no way.
How did they separate like that? I don't know, bro. I'm backing up. I was talking to her in the beginning. Oh, no way, bud.
Oh, no way. Oh, like we're Canucks. Oh, no way. Oh, we have Canadians, by the way. Hello, Canadians. Did not mean.
We're not making fun of you. We're kind of making fun of you.
Hey, man, I lived in Montreal for a year and a half. And you... Oh, yeah.
I grew up an hour away from Canada.
Right. And they used to come fishing. Like, I remember, like, they just crossed the border. Like, there was no border. They just came across and they would fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Let's get this video.
Yeah, I got a good video. I got a good video, bro. Holy fuck, they were side by side. Yeah, they were, yeah. I wanted to see what you're going to do. Holy fuck, look at how it's getting brighter, boy. Holy fuck, no way. How did they separate like that, though, eh? I don't know, bro. Look, one's gone now. Yeah, it's blinking. It's still there. No, look, it's fucking fading, bro. Why is that one blinking like orange? And look, it's gone. It's gone out of my view. Holy fuck, no way. Fuck, I never thought I'd fucking see anything like it.
Holy fuck, no way, bud.
Oh, look, there's another one right above it there, boy. Look. Oh, yeah, right there. Eh? Holy fuck, right below it. Oh, that second one disappeared, bro, man.
I'm
Look.
sorry. This is great footage. This is great footage. I cannot get over their accent. It's so Canadian.
Bro, man. Did you hear him? It's like, hey,
no
bro,
way,
man.
No way, bud.
No, me, Jamaican, man.
Look. Oh, there is a third one right there.
Holy fuck.
Okay,
Whoa, look at that.
What the fuck is that? Look at how it's gonna fade away. Oh yeah, holy fuck! There's two more right there. Holy fuck! Look, that's cool, man. Bro, there's 1, 2. What the fuck is going on? There's. Holy fuck!
That is great footage.
The fuck up, man. I'm making it road. Look, they're gonna join up for something, man. Look. Oh, I got good video, bro. I haven't got right good video. Fuck, my phone's not that good, bro. I can see your phone from here, bro. Oh, let him pass. Let him pass. Let him pass. Hold on, bro. Hold on. I gotta. Look.
Oh, they can't film for shit.
Yeah, that's good footage.
Hey, check that out. Look at that shit. Fuck, there was like 6 of them there, bro, man. And they separated, man.
Bro,
Out of those
man.
two now, and then there's one above there, too. That one fucked off right up to the top there, look. What do you think you are? I don't know, man. But bro, there was a bunch of them there. There's a bunch of them there at first, and they all separated. There they go, look, they're closing them. There's like fucking 6 of them there. I got a cool video, man. This is like the 6th one we've seen.
Wow.
That might have been the most Canadian video I've ever watched in my life. But so now I'm
Bro, man.
Now I'm curious about the last video we watched with Lights in the Sky where I said I think it's one craft, because they saw something similar, but there was more than three lights, but they're all moving, what's the word? Simultaneously?
Yeah, simultaneously.
Yeah, and moving in the same direction and things like that.
LOL, as a Canadian, all I can think is, holy fuck, those guys sound stereotypically Canadian.
Yeah, they really did. That's the most Canadian video I've ever watched in my life. If only there was like a moose or a deer or something in there.
Maybe we'll gloss over this one. This one.
Oh, I sent this to you.
Yeah. Oh, you sent this one?
Yeah.
So is this a real picture from there?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
By the looks of the single close-up video, are we to assume exactly, because he doesn't say it when he talks about the video, this guy.
It's a weird video regardless.
Oh yeah, it is.
I mean, they see some weird
is saying that orbs could be seen close by, noting that it was like they were inspecting the wreckage. The Akitu people have said that these mysterious reports have been happening for months now, and detailed that something strange is happening throughout the area. The locals said that the unknown object was found hidden inside the dense foliage. The Akitu people, a close-knit community with deep ties to their ancestral land, say that they have lived in harmony with the jungle for generations. One night, the people of Akitu were made aware of a strange and unearthly sound. The air was thick with anticipation, as whispers of the unknown circled among the villagers. The source of the sound remained a mystery, an enigma woven into the fabric of the night. After witnessing glowing orbs throughout the area, the villagers set out to investigate the origin of the mysterious noise. Their journey led them deeper into the heart of the forest, where an astonishing sight awaited them, a circular clearing with a colossal object nestled at its center. The object, like a metal object, emanated an otherworldly energy, casting an eerie luminescence that contrasted with the lush greenery of the jungle. The Akitu people approached the object with a mixture of awe and trepidation. As they drew closer, they realized that it was unlike anything they had ever encountered. Its metallic surface bore intricate patterns and symbols that defied comprehension. The object had the appearance of a craft, a vessel from the skies that had come to rest in their midst. Fearful yet intrigued, the Akitu people debated the significance of the object and the message it might hold. Many automatically linked it to the mysterious encounters that had been happening throughout the area, and questioned whether this object was one of the glowing orbs that had been witnessed prior. In the realm of unidentified aerial phenomena, one of the most intriguing and widely reported sightings is that of glowing orbs. These luminous and enigmatic objects have been witnessed by people across the globe, captivating the human imagination and sparking discussions about their origin, nature, and potential significance.
So wait, one of these crashed after the whole Peru stuff?
Yeah.
Those
That's
aliens that were like tormenting them.
I have no idea. I mean,
Miners
how
and
are you
jetpacks.
an interdimensional or interplanetary species and you can't keep your freaking UFOs in the air?
I
They're
mean,
so
I
bad.
think
They're
we
so
use
bad
stuff.
at driving.
I think we use stuff to shoot them down.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's most likely.
I mean, it's when you do that, it's like worth like trillions of dollars. You sent me this too. Do you believe the Skinny Bob videos are real? It's a Reddit post.
Yeah, I just thought it was an interesting thread.
We should have put our episode in there. I put our episode after under Yuri Geller's
Oh,
Twitter.
nice. I'll
I
do
should
that
put it in
next.
here too.
I'll do that next time. But yeah,
I'm
I
like,
think
check this out, guys.
it seems like it's the general vibe in that thread is the same connection that we got to.
Yeah,
Where
and this guy's
it's not real, but it's based on real footage.
yeah.
I mean, whoever uploaded it kind of screwed up with the whole filter they put on the video. You know what I mean?
So dumb. I mean, they're trying to hide something,
Yeah.
or
So-
trying to make it, look more real.
So this is a really interesting thread, and I've kind of been seeing this sentiment a lot recently online about owls.
Yeah, and aren't they linked? Like in Native American culture, they're linked to like the unknown. There was that movie about
Yes, what's it called? The Fourth Kind? I think it was called the Fourth.
the fifth count. Oh yeah, fourth count. Yeah, right. She was in Alaska too, right?
Yeah, but people who have been abducted by aliens, they always have placement. I don't know what's called, dreams, visions of owls outside of their houses. Looking through their windows and stuff. And so people have really been looking into this lately. It's interesting.
It is really cool. It's owls also people that are in the electric universe. I forget his name now. But like if you look at a spherical galaxy, a spherical galaxy, if you look at an infrared or something, or how the energy is, it looks like an owl. It's just looks like two eyes on its side.
Well,
anyway,
I mean, I don't know. I've always thought owls are super cool. I mean,
me too.
The way they can turn their heads and stuff. But just looking
I'd love to have an
eye-
owl.
Yeah, I do think they're kind of creepy. I mean, I like them, but I do think they're kind of creepy too.
Yeah, they just stare with their eyes open.
Yeah.
And the grays are like that too, but the whole staring thing.
Well, and we had owls up in Montana, and so you'd go out in the winter especially, and you would just see tracks of something going through the snow, and then they would just disappear. There would be a big hit, and they would just disappear. I don't know. I always thought they were kind of cool. Anyway,
they are cool, especially when they fly, and they can be quiet when they fly. Because I've seen one fly
Yeah.
by. I'm like, oh, is that an owl? Because you can't hear it. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It really is amazing.
All right, so what you got next?
Well, now when was this shared? August 29th. So this is recent. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's been getting up there, right in the polls, whatever. People are calling him the right-wing Obama. Basically, he's good at talking. He's just saying the shit you want to hear, and once he gets there, he'll do whatever, but that. But of course, he came in and he's like, Chris Christie made a joke of UAPs during the debate, because we covered this last week too.
Yeah.
Christie was, reality. This issue has been raised by credible and decorated members of our military and is currently being investigated by Congress. We deserve a government that stops lying to its people and just comes clean about what we know and what we don't, about WMDs in Iraq, about the 2008 bailouts, about the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, about the origins of COVID-19, but and then we can handle the truth. So how he links that, the UAPs, to all like government lies and corruption is just, I gotta say, pretty good, man.
I mean, I like what he's saying. I don't believe any of it.
Right.
The Republicans are going to run Trump again because they want to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even if he wins, maybe Vivek will become VP or something, or maybe that's because he's kissing at Trump's ass.
Yeah.
Big time.
Well, they'll put Trump in office. Him as Vivek as VP, and then they'll kill Trump. Maybe
that's right.
maybe that's the plan.
The whole Trump thing. We'll get to that too. But just to go along with the government cover-ups and conspiracies, this was only a few days ago. This researcher for 9/11, he's an engineer, was on the International Center for 9/11 Justice 4 days ago. So takeaways: how the North Tower spire disproves the official theory all by itself. Now, of course, 9/11 is coming up is it next week exactly? No, the 10th is next week. So yeah, but it's next week.
Wow, shoot, we got to start preparing.
I know, right?
I'll
But
start watching some 9/11 documentaries. There, have you seen the one? Basically, it's not even a documentary, really. I mean, it's just all of the people who were like at ground zero on 9/11. Have you seen that?
Oh, and the bombs. Yeah. And they kept hearing noises and explosions and
yeah.
But this guy, he's a scientist, engineer, and it's about an hour and 15 minutes. But here's a clip of the gist of his theory.
Now I'm going to play this all the way through, and then I'm going to go back again. Now this whole video is about 36 seconds long. It doesn't get going until about the first 2 or 3 seconds. And you can watch this collapse firsthand. So there's the top coming down. You'll notice there's really 2 motions. There's a downward motion, and there is a sideways or lateral motion. A lot of the material is being blown outward. Okay, so there it goes all the way down. Now, at this point, all the floors, all the roof is down to the floor, and you're going to start to see some things sticking out here. These are the inner core columns that are still standing, and they remain standing for about 15 seconds before they start also coming down.
Before they disappear. Look at that.
I apologize. I think there's some background noise here. Apologize for that.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm just going to walk through it. So when I went,
you see how it disappeared? And those are huge columns of steel, and it just like went.
Yeah, we really do have to do next week. Let's do 9/11.
All right. So just going further than that about, because there's a lot of conspiracy theories about not what 9/11 was, a nuke or DEW, but Maui. I sent you this. I don't know if it's like fake, but they talk about like these guys, like ex-military guys, arresting the police in Maui.
I watched this. Did you? Do we have any? Is there any way to prove this?
I don't know, but there's him and there's someone else, some other chick saying it. He talks about it for 3 minutes though. He is well spoken about it. I don't know. It gives me feelings of like Q, like don't worry, we have people there to fight for you and arrest the treasonous. You know what I mean? Like, that's the vibe it gave me. But I don't know if it's true or not. I just saw this yesterday, I think. Should I play it? What this guy's saying? Or just gloss over it?
Let's gloss over it. We're pushing 141 right now. So.
Oh shit! All right. So, since COVID has been,
it's back, baby.
Ruined. Yeah. So, David Martin, an amazing researcher, he went up to the EU Parliament and he told them what's the reality of COVID-19. He's been at this for a while, since the beginning. Really cool guy. Really cool to see him here. Let's give him a listen. He's a great presenter too.
For sure. Let's hear what he has to say.
It might have come from a laboratory in the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. No, I'm not suggesting it. I'm telling you that's the facts. We engineered SARS. SARS is not a naturally occurring phenomenon. The naturally occurring phenomenon is called the common cold. It's called influenza-like illness. It's called gastroenteritis. That's the naturally occurring coronavirus. SARS is the research developed by humans weaponizing a life system model to actually attack human beings. And they patented it in 2002. And in 2003, giant surprise, the CDC filed the patent on coronavirus isolated from humans in violation, once again, of biological and chemical weapons treaties and laws that we have in the United States. And I'm very, very precise on this. The United States likes to talk about its rights and everything else and the rule of law and all the nonsense that we like to talk about. But we don't ratify treaties about, defending humans. We conspicuously avoid that. We actually have a great track record of advocating for human rights and then denying them when it comes to actually being part of the international community, which is a slightly problematic thing. But let's get something very clear. When the CDC in April of 2003 filed the patent on SARS coronavirus isolated from humans, what did they do? They downloaded a sequence from China and filed a patent on it in the United States. Any of you familiar with biological and chemical weapons treaties knows that's a violation. That's a crime. That's not an innocent oops. That's a crime. And the United States Patent Office went as far as to reject that patent application on 2 occasions until the CDC decided to bribe the Patent Office to override the patent examiner to ultimately issue the patent in 2007 on SARS coronavirus. But let's not let that get away from us, because it turns out that the RT-PCR, which was the test that we allegedly were going to use to identify the risks associated with coronavirus, was actually identified as a bioterrorism threat by me in the European Union sponsored events in 2002 and 2003, 20 years ago.
Anyway, he's been at this for a long time. It's a great clip.
I'm sorry.
Definitely watch it through.
He didn't call himself the science, so I can't believe him.
The science. And did you read? Did you hear this? The Florida GOP.
Yeah,
about
but
the
let's go through it.
COVID vaccine turns out it's back in the news.
Republican Party leaders on the Space Coast are minutes away from officially calling on the governor and other state leaders to ban mRNA-based COVID vaccines immediately. I-Team Chief Investigator Mike Magnoli has more on what exactly is going on. Mike.
Good evening, everybody. Well, in their own words, the leaders of Brevard County's GOP say that they believe the vaccines are a biological weapon. As you say, this is the executive committee of the party in Brevard. They haven't hit send on this letter yet, but that vote coming up at 6:30, and I'm told it's fairly likely going to pass. If it does, they're asking state leadership to make it illegal to give or to take mRNA vaccines in Florida. In this 4-page letter, complete with footnotes, Brevard County Republicans cite sources which led them to a stunning conclusion. Here it is in their own words. Government agencies, media, and tech companies and other corporations have committed enormous fraud by claiming COVID-19 injections are safe and effective. Strong and credible evidence has recently been revealed that COVID-19 and COVID-19 injections are biological and technological weapons. If approved, this letter will be sent to Tallahassee at a time when a grand jury requested by Governor DeSantis is investigating those very same vaccines. That grand jury's job is to determine whether pharmaceutical giants.
Wow, man. How did we come here, huh?
Yeah,
at
I
least
don't
we
know.
have-
I think a lot of people, most of the country will look at this. Unfortunately, most of the country will look at this and go, "Oh man, Florida's being crazy." But I don't know. They fail to realize, like, all these companies and our government lied to us. They said
Big
it was
time.
they said it was 100% effective. Lie.
Yeah.
They said you couldn't get the virus if you had the vaccine. Lie. They said you couldn't give the virus to other people if you had the vaccine.
Yeah.
Lie.
Be blocked. Yeah.
Yeah. And just it's so frustrating that this is looked at as a fringe issue when people should be angry at our government and these corporations who are profiting off of this.
Yeah. They've gutted this country.
Instead, they call everyone. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. A right-wing conspiracy theorist,
Right.
Right? If you're against this, it's this crazy agenda of allowing these corporations to make as much profit as possible on lies and death.
And I honestly, it's kind of made me lose my faith in humanity. Who can sit there? All those people who say, "Oh, you got to get the shot. We got to protect grandma," and then everything that they believe becomes false, and they still double down on it.
They double down. Yeah,
I don't understand.
Like, have some humility. Go, like, because some people have. It's a very, very, very low percentage that have gone. Oh, I was wrong. And now, like, it's some big names even too that went that route.
I was gonna say, I've been wrong before. I've been wrong a lot.
Me
I've
too.
made
Of course,
mistakes.
everyone's wrong.
Even
Yeah.
at work, I go,
Right.
"Hey, I screwed up. I'm so
Nice, dude.
sorry. You were
Nice.
right."
Me
And
too.
I'm not like afraid to admit that. But
Right.
some people are just.
You learn
Oh
and you
my
grow.
God. You got to stick with what you believe, I guess. I don't know.
I know they'll just die on that hill. There are some hills to die on. Fine, I guess everyone has their own. I don't know Well, here's a great clip from President of El Salvador on the on the destruction of America, and he's right. It's a good clip.
The demise of the U.S. has to come from within. Right? The enemies have to be inside, not really outside. No external enemy can cause so much damage as internal. It's an internal operation. You're watching internal operations here. You can see them in cities that were pristinely beautiful 30 years ago are wastelands right now. You would see people. I mean, I'm from El Salvador, a third world country in Central America, and myself, I can see cities here and say, I wouldn't live here. So that would be unthinkable 3 decades ago. Totally unthinkable. That a Salvadoran wouldn't want to live in a U.S. city, in a U.S. main city. I mean, Los Angeles, San
New York,
Francisco,
Chicago, yeah.
Well, Philadelphia, Baltimore. When you look how the cities are eroding so fast, this has to be by design. I mean, who would make so many stupid decisions? Like, okay, we're gonna give you money for drugs. Really, they're doing that. In some cities, they're giving people drugs. I mean, they're literally giving people drugs in some U.S. cities. Or they say, okay, we're gonna give you money if you don't work. Or we're gonna, they make all of these laws that make no sense. Or if
make no sense. It's on purpose. Definitely on purpose.
Yeah.
I am wrapping up here. It's just to
I mean,
show the empire.
It's crazy to me that it takes someone from outside the United States to see what's happening while everyone here. I think we've been brainwashed. Oh, this is a great video.
But yeah, you're right. And he's the president of El Salvador, which was a hellhole, and he made it now somewhere you can live in peacefully and have a business in peacefully, right? He's the Bitcoin guy. That's their government uses only Bitcoin.
But I mean, an outsider can look and see, what's going on, and the people here can't seem to understand that. It's crazy to me. I mean, I don't know. From a psychological standpoint, I don't have the experience or the knowledge to know how that works. But it's crazy to me that everyone else in the world can see the degradation of America, but Americans can't see it. It's wild to me.
Maybe it's the whole double downing thing too. I mean, there is that stage of grief. Maybe a lot of people are going through that.
Yeah. All right.
But here's what's his name again? Freezing.
Mitch McConnell. I'm
Mitch
sorry.
McConnell.
I mean Mitch McConnell, not bitch.
They ask him about his campaign in 2026, and he
completely freezes again.
I feel bad for him.
I don't feel bad for him. Why the hell is he still in office?
I thought about this. I think it's these people around him. I think he employs, because let him go. The guy obviously froze up from that question. It's a hint there. They asked him about your 2026 campaign. The guy freezes up. I think he just enables him as a person, right? Who gets all these donations, and who knows how much he's worth? 100 million.
Okay, I was talking about this to a family member you and I share.
It's their fault.
Well, what?
I don't know.
Okay, but when you get to that age, like what I was telling her, I was saying, I want to retire when I'm 65. How old are you, dude? Like, why
he's
is
like
he still
80 something? He's like 80 something.
Yeah, and she said, well, it's because they want, they want to stay in power. Actually, we had a really interesting conversation about it.
They're just puppets.
I want to say this on the show. I don't know if I've said it before.
Yeah.
I think an old history professor told me there's only two things politicians want. They want A, to gain power, and B, stay in power. And that's they will say anything, they will do anything, because those are their only two goals. And the older I get, the more I'm starting to realize how true that is. I mean, look at this guy.
Dude, this guy's his handler. Look, he whispers to him, then he's unfreezes. Look. He's been frozen this whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. He's unfrozen.
Or he's some sort of robot lizard.
What the hell was that?
Lizard people!
Lizard people! I mean, who is this guy coming in here? Yeah, I'll unfreeze him. Let's do some hypnotic words, blah, 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 whatever the phrase is.
What if the government
He's like, okay.
What if the government actually have like androids or robots, and that's what these people are?
Dude, I would have put it past it. How much trillion is it? This empire of ours. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter how much money it is. I mean, you can always print more.
Power.
Right?
It's really a global empire, right? A true global empire from space. And all right, we have a bunch of other things. I don't know if we want to cover them, so you let me know.
Why don't we close out with
that?
Yeah. With that clip I sent you of the Palestinian stand-up comedian? Do you have that queued up?
Oh yeah, I do have that. Okay, you want to close out with that?
Are you okay? Are you okay with skipping the last couple clips?
Oh yeah. It was only just two. Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right. Let's play this and call it a day.
All right. Okay.
I'm an Arab dude too. I'm an Arab. Hell yeah, dude. This is how we talk now, by the way. You won. You beat the freedom right into us, dude. Woo! I'm Palestinian. That's the kind of Arab I am. That's right. That's right. Say free Palestine right now or else. No. That used to get an applause break. Then Ukraine stole our thunder, right? I'm proud to be Palestinian. You know how proud I am to be Palestinian? I was clean shaven this morning. That's how proud I am. I'm so proud to be Palestinian, I quit my job. Yeah, that's how much I hate occupation. All right? I wanted to find out how Palestinian I am. You know what I did? I took a 23andMe test. You know what I found out? 60% rubble. That's what I found. I know, that one's bad. That's bad. Israeli bad. Israeli.
That's really good. This is really good, especially the rubble. And then he goes, Israel. Yeah. That's really funny.
I mean, it's sad, but that's why it's funny.
Okay, here's a quick one. I wanted you to see.
Yeah.
And then we can close that. It's really funny.
And as the president said, I teach English. I teach at Nova. Have you heard of Northern Virginia Community College? Yeah. Okay, it's not far from here. So my first day is next Tuesday. So.
Good God.
Did you hear him?
Yeah, I've heard the little kid telling her to shut the F up.
So. The president.
Oh man.
Straight up though, being a teacher in this day and age, I can't imagine a more difficult job.
It is very hard. I mean,
all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for listening to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast.
Yes. And we do want to.
Yes. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I just want to say we do want to thank our global audience. You know, it's not just in the US, but we have UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, New Zealand, Sweden, Portugal, Netherlands, UAE, Denmark, France, Israel. Wow, just a lot of
and South Africa.
Cool. South Africans, yes. And
I don't think we've got any listeners there, but if you do live there and you're listening, oh man.
How do you know we don't? You're right. That's like one of the only countries we don't have, because we have New Zealand, we got Kiwis. Is that derogatory?
Kiwis. Is that offensive to say? Can we say Kiwis?
I don't know. I hope not.
Well,
I love their accent though.
I do too. Kiwis, we love
Australian.
you. If that's offensive, we both apologize.
And the Canadians, yeah, number 3 and
number 2. Okay, there, boy.
I love Canada.
Okay, there, buddy.
Maybe not after COVID, but I'm sure they don't either. You know.
Well,
anyways,
fuck Trudeau, but the rest of you Canadians, we love you.
Oh, we said that he looks like he could be Fidel Castro's son, right? Have you seen those pictures?
Have we not talked about this on the show?
He looks exactly.
He is 100% that guy's kid.
100%. Yes, I'm with you. 100%.
100% that guy's kid. All right.
Alrighty.
Like I said, thank you all so much for listening to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. That's I Want to Believe Adam.
Yes.
Adam, do you want to tell our listeners where people can find us on social media?
Yeah, you can find us on Twitter. That's our main one that we look at. UAP the podcast. That's our handle. We're on all platforms. You have to search for. Is a lot of UAP now.
Yeah, it
podcast
sucks.
names,
We were the
so-
first though.
I know, so you can't just do UAP because there's so many. So you say Uncovering Anomalies podcast. Usually, if you put Uncovering, then it will show up. So anyway, we're all on all those platforms. We're gonna open up a YouTube, probably starting from episode 30 or once leading into the congressional hearing. So we're gonna try that out and see how that works. Other than that, yeah, leave us some feedback. Follow us.
We would
share.
love your feedback.
Yeah, give us some support.
I
yeah.
am Tip Top Topher. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I don't. Where can we follow you? You're at Topher at all on Twitter. So follow.
Right,
Tip
and I
Top
definitely
Topher.
use that Twitter a whole lot.
Well, I'm sure if people, if listeners are tagging you and asking you questions, maybe you will.
I will. I absolutely will. Just hit
Nice.
me
Yeah,
up.
I'm sure you will. All right, cool. Nice episode. Hopefully not too long. We'll see you all next week.
See y'all next week.
All right, cuz.